On the following video, I'll be showing you how to connect an Allen Bradley PLC model Micrologix 1100, how to connect that PLC to an DOP Series B HMI. The brand of that HMI is Delta. And we're going to make the connection using RS232. So first of all, let me introduce you the PLC. And this is an Allen Bradley PLC. The model name is a Micrologix 1100. And some of the features for this particular PLC is that it has relay outputs. So now it has 6 relay outputs. It has digital inputs, and also has 2 analog voltage inputs here on top. As far as power, it's being fed by AC power supply, which is right now feeding 120 volts DC. So the first pin is the hot, then the neutral, and then the ground wire. The next one is not being used, and the other consecutive pins are the outputs. So that's this is one output, this is the other, and the other. As far as input goes, on the very top, you have your you have a 24 volts DC out. That's a voltage that you can use to feed to supply power to these inputs. And then you have your common for inputs 0, 1, 2, and 3. And then you have your common for inputs 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. After that, you have your common for the analog voltage input 1 and 2. Okay, so in the screen of your PLC, there's going to show you which inputs are on and which outputs are on. Whatever, if there's a black dot here, that means that output it's on. It has an indicator, has the power indicator, the run, the fault, and the force. Whenever you apply a force to one of the inputs or the output, the force LED will be active. On the side, you have your Ethernet port and your RS232 port. And we're going to use this port to connect to our HMI. You also have a terminal for memory expansion. And here on the side, you have your battery, and you also have a port for extension. If you want to add some Accenture modules on the side, you can do so by connecting those extensions to this port. Okay, and this PLC can be mounted to a DIN rail. Okay, so now I already have power running to the PLC. And then let's connect this PLC to our PC using an RS232 cable. So a cable that converts RS232 to USB. And I'll show you this cable in a moment. And this is the cable. So this is the model number that I'm using, of the cable that I'm using. Okay, so you can buy this on eBay. And this cable will also at least make sure that they send you the drivers in case your computer doesn't recognize it automatically. You can use the drivers to set up this cable. So this is connected, this USB cable is connected to your PC, and your PC is going to recognize it. At least I'm using Windows 10, so I didn't have to set up the drivers using the CD. I just connected the USB to my computer, and it recognized it and created a virtual COM port. Something that you have to make sure, because I ordered these cables, I ordered it from a company in China, is that the files that comes on the CD, they have Chinese characters. So what you need to do is copy those files into your PC, to one of your folder on your computer, and delete the Chinese characters. That way you don't have there won't be any problems while you do the setup. So make sure to do that. And this is what I mean. So this is the drivers that they send me. So I copied those onto my computer, and if you see, it has some Chinese characters here. So what you can do is just delete those characters. That way, if you're doing your setup, there won't be any issue. So make sure to delete those characters. In case your Windows 10 or whatever Windows version you're running doesn't recognize automatically your cable. Okay, so right now I connected my USB cable to my PC, and it created a new COM port. So to verify which port number was created, you just go to Device Manager, and we're going to go to the different communication ports. Here in ports, and this is the one. It was created the COM14. For COM14 is our communication number. So let me connect this terminal, and also this terminal is not the same that the Delta PLCs use. This is a little bit different cable. So make sure that when you buy it for the Allen Bradley's Micrologix one. Okay, so it's connected. So now we're going to open we need to open RSLINKs. RSLINKs will allow you to create the driver to connect to this PLC. And then we're going to run RSLINK to modify the program and to monitor what is going on the PLC. So those software, you can get the CD directly from the Rodwell Automation website, from the official Rodwell Automation website. You can make an account, and you can order a set of one DVD that has all of the demo versions of RSLINKs and RSLogix. I will leave the link on the description below for you to make the account and order that CD. And I think they're going to send you the demo version. The demo version will allow you to configure Micrologix, and the models are the 1000 and also the 1100. This is an 1100. So it won't allow you to program the 1200 or the 1400. You have to for that you have to buy the the software for that. But the demo will allow you to program this model of PLC. So let's open RSLINK. Classic. Okay. And we're going to create a new driver. So click here. The driver type is going to be RS232 DF1 devices. And then add new. We select the name. I'm going to leave the default name. Click OK. And the communication port. We said that the COM14 was the one that was created for our cable. And then auto configure. It's already configured. And make sure that you remember these parameters just for reference. Okay, so click OK, and our driver is all set up. Okay. So now let's open RSLINK. Okay, so once it's open, we're going to go to Who Active, Go Online, and we're going to select the driver that we just created, and we're going to select our PLC. Okay, so this is our driver, this is our PLC, click OK. Okay, perfect. So we just connected our, we just went online to our PLC. So this is the program that is running right now on our PLC, and we're online. So that's pretty much it. So the next step is that we're going to connect this PLC to our HMI. So I'll let you tell you how to do that in a moment. Okay, so right now I open the DOP HMI connection. That's the manual for the connection manual for our HMI. And the HMI can connect to different types of PLC, different types and different brands of PLC. And one of those brands is Allen Bradley. So if you open this connection manual, and you can download, once again, you can download this directly from the Delta website. And if you go to Allen Bradley, go to Micrologix, and it's going to show you the different types that you can use to reference the address of the PLC. And also you're going to find a diagram for the wiring. So and we're going to connect it using RS232, and this is the 9-pin serial port of the HMI. And this is the port for the RS232 of our PLC, for the Allen Bradley PLC, the Micrologix. So from our HMI, we're going to select to connect the pin number 2 to the pin number 7 of our PLC. And then the pin number 3, we're going to connect that to the pin number 4 of our PLC. And then pin number 5 is going to be connected to pin number 2 of our PLC. And then on our PLC, we're going to make a short through to 3 and 6. Now let me show you the cable that I'm using to perform this connection. This is the cable. So that's a 9-pin COM port. That this is going to be connected to COM number 1 of our HMI, and this is the cable, the RS232 cable that is going to be connected to our PLC. So let me switch the cables. I'm going to connect this. And this cable used to be from an old HMI, an old Allen Bradley HMI. So what I noticed is that even though this will fit the PLC and this will also fit our HMI, I have problems doing the setting up the connection. And what I did is that I double checked what was the actual connection that I needed to perform according to the HMI Connection Manual, and these cables were flip. You know, if when the original cable that I used to have, pin number 2 was connected to pin number 4 and 3 was connected to 7. So I double checked that and I found out that they were switched. So what I did was to rewire the cable just so that it will follow this exact diagram. Once I did that, then I was able to perform the connection. So make sure that even though these cables will fit to your HMI, make sure that the cables matches whatever the diagram it's on the connection manual. Make sure that are according to this wiring. Otherwise, you may have problems doing the connection. And the other end of the cable is going to be connected to COM number 1. COM number 1 of our PLC. Of our HMI. Okay. Ready? Okay, all set. And now we're going to open DOP-Soft to create a new screen to connect to our PLC. Okay, so it will start in a moment right there, and we're going to make a new screen. So we're going to go to New. We're going to select our HMI, which is this one. We're going to click Next. And remember, we connect the PLC to COM number 1. So we're going to uncheck this one, select COM 1, and then we need to select the interface. Oh, sorry, we need to select the manufacturer. It's an Allen Bradley, and the series is Micrologix. Then we're going to select an interface, which is RS232, and then we're going to set up the parameters. So we're going to use the default parameters, which is this one. So remember to take notes of the data of the communication parameters. So we left the default parameters, and we're going to leave the defaults on this one, this wizard as well. And then we're going to click on Finish. Okay. So now let's make just a button just to test it. So I'm going to create a momentary button. I'm going to double click, and we're going to set up the address. And the driver is link 1, and we're going to reference one of the binary bits and the address. So you just select letter P, and then you'd use semicolon 0 dash 0. Click OK. Okay, so right now this will be in, I'm going to put just a text here, just as a reminder. That's B 0-0. Okay, so that's that, and then we're going to monitor one of the inputs, and to monitor one of the inputs, we're going to select a multi state indicator. And we want to reference one of the inputs. Input semicolon 0-0. And one thing to remember is that the multi-state indicator works with bits. So if you try to input a word, there's going to be an error. So let's say that input 0, the entire word, and I click OK, there's going to be an error. So make sure that's the word 0 and the bit is the bit 0. And I'm going to copy and paste. And for this one, I'm going to click bit number 1, copy and paste, and bit number 2. And I'm going to do the same thing, but for the outputs. So instead of E, instead of I, put O, the letter O. And there's another video that talks about reference addressing the PLC, the Allen, specifically the Allen Bradley PLC, how to address the different memories. All set up. Okay, so let's download this program. Okay, just go to download all data. Let me open my camera. Right there, we're downloading the program. So it's restarting, and there you go. So these buttons control the. Sorry, there was an error. Let me check what is going on. There was an error here. Okay, all set. The problem has been fixed, and I'll let you know what was the problem. So right now, if we click here, our PLC will be active. So let me show you what was the problem. So when we did the connection, we selected COM1, selected interface RS282, but the communication parameters were different. So the default parameters were different. If you want to find out which are the default parameters, you just need to download the Micrologix 1100 manual, and it will going to show you what are the default communication parameters. The bound rate, we had it at 9600, so it's supposed to be here. And then the parity, it has to be none. The stop bit should be 1, and the data bit should be 8. So I just double check these parameters with the default, and then I was able to do the connection. So now let me show you how to, in case you're not sure if your PLC has set up the default communication parameters, let me show you how to set up that. Let me put my camera. And to set up the default communication parameters, you just go escape, and then just go to advanced setup and DCOM config. DCOM config, click OK, and click on enable. Okay, there's a message configuration set to DF1 default. Just click on next, and then you're going to notice that there's on the very top there's 5 squares. The one in the middle on the very top, it says DCOM, so that's the default communication. So you can see that. So DCOM. Okay, that way you have your default communication parameters. So now the other thing that I need to do is for I forgot to do this on the inputs and the outputs, is that you have to select what's going to happen once your indicator is has the value of 1. So when it has the value of 1, I'm going to change the color to red. So if it is 1 is red, if it is 0 is gray. So I'm going to do the same thing for these other indicators. And I forgot to do that at the beginning, so I have to do this on the 6 different indicators. Oh, sorry. If it is state. Okay, so let me pause the video and I'll let you know once it's finished. Okay, all set. So let me download once again this to our HMI. Okay, so right now we have the output 1 is active, and whenever I press this button, the output 0 will be active as well. So we double check that we have connection to our PLC. So there's another video that talks about addressing from an HMI to Allen Bradley PLC. So if you're interested, you can find that video on my channel. So that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching. If you have any question, you can leave it on the comments below. If you know someone that can benefit from these kind of videos, you can share these videos with them. If you like it, just click on the like button. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.